Today we are going to be taking a little bit of a stroll down the Fortnite Nostalgia road. We're going to be taking a look at old loading screens, this time from Chapter 1, Season X. We're going to be taking a look at what things meant for the storyline, just what people were thinking about when some things came out in general, and we're going to admire the amazing artwork of many of these creators. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Before we do, though, I do want to say hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let's talk about Fortnite loading screens. So, today, as I mentioned, guys, we're going to be taking a look at Chapter 1 Season X, and we're going to be starting off with the bat and the cat. I remember when this first came out, and I'm always on the other side over here. I remember when this loading screen first came out here. It really was a fun time because back then, we didn't get a ton of collab POIs, and a lot of people were really looking forward to. Sorry, I'm going to keep switching back and forth here, just to get my camera out of the way. Just still getting used to this stream deck thing that I have over here. So, it was really cool. This was teasing the idea of Gotham coming in. Either that or it came out along with Gotham, but I know there was rumblings back in Season X about the potential for a actual Batman POI, and it turns out Gotham ended up being one of the greatest POIs of all time. Plus, the loading screen just looks really great in general. Now we have the official key art, the Brute Squad loading screen. I love this one personally, guys. I think this is really cool because, of course, it just represents Season X, and that's something that I loved about Season X, right? You have the Rust Lord reskin. I don't remember what the skin's called off the top of my head over here, but it's representing the idea. Like, you can see the mechs in the back there. You can see everything just going downhill. Everything's kind of smoking, turning into despair. The mechs have been stomping everything. The mechs have been exploding everything. And of course, you're hiding in Dusty Depot, the POI that was finally brought back, that fan favorite POI that everybody loved. And you have this giant thing. This is why I loved Season X so much. It was scary when a mech was walking by. You got that rush of endorphins, right? You had to hide behind something. You were excited. It was fun. I loved it, man. And this loading screen really brings me back to those feelings. So I absolutely loved the Brute Squad loading screen. Let's continue on to Bombers. And to be honest with you, nothing special over here. It's just a loading screen of Bombers. It's the Bright Bombers. I don't really have much to say about that. It's an okay artwork. Is this like a newspaper type thing? Because now that I'm looking at it, you can see very faintly text. I don't really know if this is supposed to mean anything. Regardless, it's okay. Anyways, let's continue on. A boost created by Ian Jepson. Introduced, and sorry guys, I'm still over here. Introduced in Season X. It's another cool loading screen. There's I like the, and I wish I could say more about these besides that I like it, but I think it's cool. Like, you have the particles going on. I like the color scheme. That's what's really cool about it for me. You're flying around on the hoverboard, probably from a mech exploding, is my guess. Let's continue on over to another loading screen, the Bottomless Pit. Now, I think this is, I don't know which one this is supposed to be. I don't remember what this came out with. Was this part of the Battle Pass? I'm not sure, because you have Blackheart, one of the greatest Fortnite skins of all time, and you have the Sparkle Specialist, which looks kind of strange. I don't really know what this is supposed to mean, but regardless, like I said, man, it's still a really cool loading screen. I like the idea that it's all like comic-y, if that makes sense. I think it's pretty cool personally. Let's continue on over to another loading screen. That is the Catastrophic loading screen. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these skins did release back in Season X, and this loading screen probably came with them. I wasn't personally a big fan of this skin, but again, I love the artwork over here. Like, this is something that I would never think of. Like, you're chilling inside this, right? And then you have, I don't know exactly what liquid that is, but it looks like the liquid's kind of pouring out, kind of like, I know they're not in a sewer, but you get the point. Like, I don't know. The skins are hanging out. I personally really like it. I think it's really cool. Let's continue on over to Crackshot Mural, and there's not a lot to talk about this one, to be honest with you. It's for Crackshot. I don't mean any disrespect, of course. Like, I love all the artwork. Now we have Cuddle Up, and it's the Cuddle Team leader riding on one of the greatest Fortnite gliders of all time. I need to use that more. The shark with the laser beam on its head. Anyways, we have the Battle Bus people drop and chasing after him, and it's a cool Fortnite loading screen. Again, I find it interesting, all the different artists and what kind of colors they use. I'm very appreciative of people's art, man. Let's continue on to Downtown Drift, introduced in Season X, and of course, bringing Drift back at the time we didn't know it was the Fox Clan. I think it was Chapter 2, Season 1 that we figured out about the Fox Clan, excuse me, but it's another one of those loading screens where it kind of looks like, it kind of looks like this is supposed to be on paper. I don't know if that's the gist that they're going for over here, but actually, what was that other loading screen? Is it created by the same person? Where was it? Okay. Aaron Cratton, there you go. Same kind of style. So I really like that there's multiple loading screens with the same kind of style. If anybody could shed some light on that in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Let's continue on over to Eruption. There's not a lot to talk about this one. Another loading screen introduced in Season X, and I like the fact that there's a skull coming out of the volcano, lava pouring down it. Again, the color scheme is really, really cool. It looks like, I don't even want to say comic-y. It doesn't look comic-y. I don't really know what to say about it. So let's keep going. Firewalker. Another, and I don't think this glider, no, this is an OG glider. Was Season X? No. Chinese New Year wasn't then too. I don't know. I'm trying to think about why they would introduce some of these loading screens, but this is kind of when Epic Games really started to release artwork just for the sake of releasing artwork. I don't mind that at all, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of things that were coming out, and this is why I was a little bit disappointed moving forward with Fortnite, because I miss when the loading screens really, really meant something, and you have the beautiful artwork like this. Like, I wish I was able to find a secret in here. This is something that Fortnite fans would absolutely love. Let's continue on over to Gothic. I don't know why this one was here, because it was the Batman loading screen. It was the Batman loading screen. Maybe it was after Gotham came out. What's the difference between... Let's take a look. Okay, what was the difference between this one and the original Batman? A little bit darker. Maybe... I don't really know. Okay, if I had to guess, guys, if I had to guess, this is them teasing the Batman coming, and this is when it was actually time to play, because you could see everybody having their glider redeploy. And if you didn't know, back in Season X, when you entered Gotham, you were able to just redeploy your glider whenever you want. So it kind of makes sense. That's the only thing I can really make from it. I don't know if this text on the side over here has anything to do with it, but regardless, man, it's a very, very cool loading screen. Let's continue on over to Hands Off. I love this one. I really, really like this one, because it's one of those things where it clearly represents something. Everybody constantly trying to get their hands on a llama. I love it, dude. It looks so good. You have, I don't know what's on the side of it, okay? Like, I don't know what this is over here, because you have the eyes up here. You have the eyes up here, and at the bottom, and on the other side too, you have the two, like, they look like they're water balloons. Man, sorry for the jump cut there. My poor baby, she was just having a bad dream. I thought I heard something behind me while I was talking. Sorry if that was coming through the mic, but she was having a bad dream. That poor thing. Anyways, let's continue back on over to the loading screen. So yeah, I don't really know what these are, but I always thought this was a really cool loading screen back in the day. I thought it was like, I don't know, because of course everybody's always trying to get a llama. I think it's cool. One of the better loading screens that we've had so far. This one, I love. Teasing the Junk Storm, teasing the Junk Rifts coming in. You have the brand new Infinity skin over here, which was a very, very clean skin. One of those instant buys for me. And I really need to use it more. And it's bringing through the old soccer field that was just flat out destroyed. And I think the artwork is beautiful, man. I really do, because you have the Junk Rifts coming down. You have people running away from the Junk Rifts. You have the car coming down, making the crater over in the soccer field. Everybody's kind of bouncing away from it. I think it's super cool. I think that I just think it's a really, really clean loading screen in general. There's not much else to say about that. I really, really, really like this one. One of the best loading screens in Season X. Let's continue on. Oh my god. Last stop. Thank you, bus driver. Remember when this came out, guys? You remember when this got leaked? Remember when everybody was talking about actually maybe getting a brand new map? Guys, if you weren't part of the Fortnite community then, it was a fun time to be part of the Fortnite community. I can't remember if Epic Games teased this loading screen or if it was leaked, but regardless, we got this really, really early, and everybody was talking about whether or not we're going to a new island. People were saying, we haven't gone there yet, we're not going to go to a new island. The island is the main character of Fortnite, but it's so clear that you have all of these main characters. Not sure. You have Ramirez over here, not sure what's going on. You have the rest of them saying goodbye to the battle bus, and the battle bus is clearly floating away from the island. You had people speculating kind of if there was something back here. I remember some people specifically talking about like, oh my god, what's this light? Is it like a new sun over there? We don't really know. Plus you have Drift and Bright Bomber. The story concluded with them. They have their little dog over there, and they've lived happily ever after. I thought it was really cool the way that they introduced or concluded with both of these characters really liking each other, being in a relationship, all of them kind of living happily ever after. And it kind of sets the scene for just saying goodbye, and this loading screens represents it so well. I remember people talking about one of two things more so, like, out of everything. The bus was leaving to a new island. It's clearly going away, but then there were other people talking about, okay, the bus does this every single game. It comes in that way, and then it's leaving that way. So the last stop is over here, and it's just the character saying goodbye, and it's just a loading screen. Don't look too much into it, but at the time, it was proper for us to look into things. Plus, the loading screen in general, man, it's one of the most well-done loading screens in all of Fortnite, to be honest with you. Everything that it represents, just the artwork in general. The clouds are nice. Like, I love it, man. I think it's super, super cool. Let's continue on to Nevermore. Not a lot to talk about over here, just showing off one of the characters. Let's continue on over to Ready or Not. I really like this one. This was teasing the Combine. Oh, it's on the screen right then. But along with the new skins that came over in Season X, I bought, is it Bash? I could be wrong about that, but this was one of the new modes that Epic Games was kind of really trying to push, but it unfortunately didn't really hit. But I thought it was just a really cool loading screen. Kind of represented the Combine well. I like the idea of the post-apocalyptic type skins that everybody loves, right? They're entering the Combine, this like weird battlefield. Season X was chaotic. Like, I think it's another really, really clean loading screen. Let's continue on over to Rocket Ride. Long overdue for a loading screen like this. I love this one. I really, really love this one. I love the comic-y version of it. I love the color choices. I love that the storm is, because of course this is the storm coming in. The storm's blue and she's riding on a guided missile. And I like that the rest of the loading screen's blue too. I don't know why. I just think it's really cool. You're driving away on the guided missile, driving away on the rocket, and of course you are flying over Retail Row, that being one of the OG POIs. So many people back in the day had rocket riding experiences back then. And I think it's a really, really well done loading screen. Let's continue on over to the key art for Season X. Again, really clean. Really clean. Showing off the great skins. One of the greatest battle passes of all time. I liked the X. I liked the color scheme of everything. Just flat out clean. Let's continue on over to Shootout at Sundown. I remember when the skin came out, I almost bought it because it looked like Hellboy, but then I was like, man, maybe we'll get a Hellboy collab one day. Maybe we'll keep making movies. And now we have another movie, but we never ended up getting another Hellboy collaboration. But this is obviously what the skin was inspired from. I like it, man. There's not a lot to talk about. I just think it's showcasing the skins to... I don't know what they're supposed to be doing or what they're supposed to really represent, but they're in Tilted Town. They're hanging out. I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool. Let's keep going. Sliced Up. Sorry about that. Sliced Up, and it's one of those other loading screens like we took a look at earlier. It's kind of like comic-y. It's really vibrant. I'm just having trouble figuring out why like things are stretched. Again, if anybody can figure that out, I would really, really appreciate that. Like, there was another loading screen over there that was kind of the same that we took a look at. This one. So it was Jim Maffhood and Jim Maffhood, excuse me, but sorry about that. And then we also have the suit up loading screen. Not a lot to break down with this one. It's just representing, again, I don't remember if the skin first came out then, but regardless, very cool. Summer Slurp, a moisty end to summer fun. I thought this one was really cool. You have all of these styles that finally released for the Moisty Merman. I was waiting for styles for that for a very, very long time, and they're partying in what I believe is the Paradise Palms pool. I just think like it's, again, one of those really, really well done loading screens. Everybody's drinking chug jugs. Everybody's drinking chug splashes. They're just like having a nice party at a Paradise Hotel. I love it, man. I love it. Some of these loading screens I feel bad because I can't really talk about too much besides like I think this is really cool and I love it. But look at all the skins having fun, all the Moisty Merman over there, and then you have the one skin in the middle. I love it, man. I think it's super, super cool. Let's continue on to another fantastic loading screen, the Leftovers. Introducing these post-apocalyptic skins coming back in. Okay, is this for Fort Nightmares? Was Horde Rush in this season? No, it wasn't. I don't remember why there were other things over here, unless you're just representing a zombie apocalypse. But I remember when these skins first came out, it was like you had the dead tomatoes or dead food on the backpack for one of them. You have the spatulas. Like, you're taking everything that was really fun about the food fight set and you're making them actually like post-apocalyptic. And I think this is, again, a very, very strong loading screen. Like, just look at the resolution or the art, like the lighting over here, the headlights shining through what's raining down there, the pavement being wet. I think it's really, really nice. Again, another really, really well done, clean loading screen. Let's continue on to the Return. Darkness Rises once more. You have Kevin and the Floating Island coming back. I remember this one was actually teasing the Floating Island coming back. So it came back at Fatal Fields. You have the farmer girl going, oh my god, what's going on? The island is back. Kevin returned. Everybody was going crazy at this one. Again, it's the cool stuff, and this is one of those things where it was telling a story, right? This skin was just hanging out in Fatal Fields. Nothing was really going on in Fatal Fields. The slipstreams were gone. Everything seems normal. I can farm my crops, and then boom, you have Kevin the Cube and the Floating Island kind of coming out of nowhere from a rift in the sky. This is what I really miss that Fortnite used to do. I like the cloud appearing. It's like it just coming in now, and you can see it sucking up the fences. You can see the little poles in the air. I think it's beautiful, man. Very, very, again, well done loading screen. Now we have Twilight Flight. I actually would use this one a lot more, but I usually leave my loading screens on random. I think the colors are perfect over here. This is one of the most calming, nice, peaceful loading screens that has ever existed in Fortnite. I think it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. I love the way that it's drawn. I love, like, I don't know if you what to call this, like the artist's sketch type thing. You know what I'm talking about over here? I love it, man. I love it. Let's keep going over here. And I actually personally really, really like this one. Under the Stars. This site is unstable. Beware of possible effects. And it is the Durburger coming in from the desert. I love the design up here, just representing what it is. It's nighttime. The Durburger is kind of like all alone over here. The Durburger is kind of mysterious. Everything's blue again, like another loading screen. I'm interested to see actually if the same person made these two. Made by Muty. Oh no, Timothy P. Doyle and Sydney Roper. Let's keep taking a look at it. Like this one, I love a lot. There was a lot of really great loading screens in Season X. I don't know, man. One of those like minimalistic, calm, really, really nice, clean loading screens. Let's keep going over to Vengeance, and it's showing the, I don't know why this one would have been released in Season X, because it has skins from all over the place throughout Fortnite seasons, but regardless, again, very, very clean. I like the samurai coming, like he's kind of fading away or fading into the scene. I think it's just like a cool design. Nothing else to say about that. Then we have Wave Riding, and it is another Season X loading screen. Kind of the same stretchy type thing, except I like the Peely over here, riding the waves. And again, I'm having trouble kind of figuring out what these ones are kind of supposed to represent, unless it's just literally a fun comic book type picture, which absolutely nothing against. I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm saying like there's nothing I can really comment about it, to be honest with you. Regardless, very, very cool. So out of all of the loading screens, I want to bring you to some of my favorites. I really like Brute Squad. I really, really thought that one was clean. I like Gotham. I like a lot of them, don't get me wrong, but I'm trying to pick out of my favorites here. I love this one. Rocket Ride, love it. How can you not love Last Stop? Junk Storm was, excuse me, sorry about that, fantastic too. Hands Off is great. The Paradise one's great. This one is really, really clean. And then these two are super, super cool. And this one you gotta love for the storyline, guys. That is it for all of the loading screens for Chapter 1 Season X. Guys, I made videos on the seasons prior, and next up we're going to be taking a look at Chapter 2 Season 1, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you were interested in either one of those videos, you can check one of them out on screen right here. I'll have Season 8 over here, Season 7 over here. Check out one of them, guys. I will see you over there or in the next video. Take care.